What we are going to do here is we have the two traders from Total and Iberdrola, and they will enter an order on one side. The order is communicated through this network of nodes to the counterparties. There's the other counterparty, in this case Total, so we only have two market participants. So maybe before I start the demo, would you like to introduce yourself and also your background and why you are participating in this? Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I'm Alexis Brière from Total Power. So thank you, Michael, to invite us to this conference and to do this first live trade in Prague. First blockchain trade. This is with excitement that we are coming here. Thank you very much as well to be behind the Enerchain initiative, which is something which is really noticeable. We are 24 companies now in the energy sector participating and being involved in this project, and we are supporting it. So seeing the number of people here today, I think blockchain attracts a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions probably. This is, but I think there is generally a large consensus in the industry to think that blockchain is going to be the next evolution in our industry. For Total, it's very important to understand what this is all about. We need to be involved in this, to understand much better what is it, how we are going to implement it in our processes, how we are going to see forward the impact on our businesses. So this is with this approach we are coming. What is interesting actually, specifically today, is to see how the energy trade is going to be changing. So we are now in a world where we have different steps from execution, confirmation, invoicing, and the final delivery of the product. Here, with this technology, what we think is going to be quite a leap forward, and we will have a technology which is going to make all this transaction, all the trade life cycle much more efficient, much more transparent, and much more reliable. So this is why we are here today. We are quite excited. So this is modernization into our industry, and we are delighted to be part of it.
Thank you very much, Alexis and Michael. I'm Álvaro Urbasos from Iberdrola Portfolio Optimisation team, and we are delighted as well to be part of this energy trade on the blockchain. It sounds awesome. Yeah, as you probably know, Iberdrola is one of the largest energy utilities in the world, with presence both in Europe and America, and has a big focus on renewable energy. And of course, it has to be on every single initiative in terms of new developments, new technologies, disruptive ideas that can change the way we do things in our business. And blockchain, of course, is one of these. So when we have this opportunity with other industry peers and Bonton to be part of this consortium, of course we join. We welcome this initiative, and we want, because it's key for us to be part of this. As Alexis was mentioning, we need to learn more about this technology and how it can change things in the way what is bringing up today is at the wholesale trading level, but I'm sure it could have potentially many other solutions as well in other different parts of the energy value chain across the industry. But well, OTC wholesale transactions make sense, right? It's peer-to-peer. So yeah, we are excited. We want to learn more about how it can affect the different parts of the trade process. So yeah, invoicing, settlements, confirmations. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. What we can do is we can choose if we want to trade power or gas. So the product to be traded is power. The delivery zone is RTE, so with a French delivery, and a day-ahead trade. And I also switched that on the other side. So we have again RTE, day-ahead. And now the question is, on the Total side, would you like to enter that, or would you like me to enter the data that you just dictate to me? Yeah.
So we're going to sell 1 megawatt.
Yeah. 1 megawatt.
So we're going to sell 1 megawatt at the price of €33.30.
Okay. Okay, and this is to be sold by Total. It's like a wedding ceremony, yeah? When we did that in November on the EMAT conference, I had Bart Baker and Borzak from Cryogen, and it was a similar situation. So then I press sell on behalf of you, and we see in the two order books. So the order has been routed from the left side to the right side, from one node to the other. What you can see is on the Total side, there is now an order in the system, and Total themselves, they can see their own EIC code. But on the other side, it is encrypted. Yeah? So the market participants cannot be identified, and it's also not an encryption per ID, it's an encryption per order. So even if Total submits 10 different orders, there will be 10 different encryptions of the ID, such that no one can identify actually that this order is from Total. And now comes the question, if there is not an agreement between counterparties like Total and Iberdrola, how can they ensure that they don't click on the wrong trade? Yeah? And this is something that is going to be added under this current project that we are doing with 25, by the way, with the 25 participants. Nias just joined yesterday. And we are developing here a limit management system which is based on a cryptographic solution which allows to identify two counterparties which are allowed to trade with each other without identifying them. So that is a cryptographic, a quite sophisticated cryptographic requirement, but we have found a solution to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Iberdrola side, and we have here this offer for 1 megawatt day ahead for 33.3 euro. And on behalf of Iberdrola, I'm now going to double click here, and would you like to buy this, Álvaro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I agree.
So, did he say yes? Okay, so then we execute this trade now. It disappears again from the order book. And what we can see now is, in the executions, is an entry of this trade. So we have a power trade to be delivered into the RTE zone. The period is the 16th of June and so on and so on. And what we see here again is the two EIC codes of the traders. So the encryption has been removed bilaterally. They see each other, they know each other, as it is the case in a typical OTC trade. So that's it. I mean, that was the main part. Like with the wedding, I mean, the core ceremony is just a minute actually. We don't have rings here. But maybe instead of rings that are exchanged, I have a trade file. Yeah? So if I go to the Iberdrola site and open up the trade file, this is very fine print, yeah, and very difficult to see from the distance. But what I'm going to do now is I will copy and paste this trade file into an email and send it to the Iberdrola back office, and I will do exactly the same also for the Total back office, and then the trade will be entered into the ETM system. So it just shows how it works. It is not running directly between the two trading organizations. This is exactly the goal for the project that we are doing now. The current phase of the project aims at rolling out the software to the 25 participants in September, in August, and then to start live trading among some of them by the beginning of October. And the fourth quarter is the period within which this live trading phase is going to happen. The project will terminate at the end of this year, and we will see then in Q3 or Q4 how to continue. What we implement is the core trade execution, but of course there are a lot of other potential extensions, talking about settlement, talking about reporting, talking about price forming, talking about nominations and other processes which could be attached, but we start small and then do the next step after this. So maybe if there are questions to the two gentlemen, it would be great if you could direct them directly to them now, and I will take the time to send the email to the back offices such that we have a deal entry. And by the way, what I'm doing by email now, of course, will be a direct interface during the live trading phase. So they directly connect the inner chain software then with their ETM systems.